A year ago this month, we explored what's currently happening to the global economy and traditional financial system in a nutshell. Basically, globalist elites are using the international cartel of central banks to destroy the banking system in order to consolidate and centralize it so only big banks like JP Morgan exists. This gives the global banking cartel more power over us, and they continue to edge closer and closer to their goal. Here's a headline from last week. JP Morgan takes almost a fifth of total US bank profits. The Wall Street lender is the biggest US bank on almost every measure, including profits, deposits, and branches. JP Morgan Chase captured almost a fifth of all US bank profits in the first 9 months of 2023, capitalizing on a year of turmoil for the country's financial sector to emerge even more dominant. Its US banking subsidiary earned $38.9 billion in profits, about 18% of the industry's total, according to Financial Times calculations based on figures from industry tracker BankReg data. We must understand that the Federal Reserve is a scapegoat because it was an entity created in a secret meeting by 6 of America's richest men, and a 7th that didn't even attend the meeting but was probably the most integral in the creation of the Federal Reserve, JP Morgan. Even though he did not attend the meeting, it was organized by him and held at his property on Jekyll Island in Georgia. And 3 of the men that did attend belonged to companies controlled by JP Morgan. Here's the deal. It's important to know that the whole reason he wanted the creation of a central bank is because everyone was complaining about how much power and influence he held in the economy. So basically, with the Federal Reserve, there's the illusion of a central power that has control over how much power JP Morgan could wield. All a scapegoat, the Fed, Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen, all these players are constantly in the mainstream media headlines because they don't actually control the US dollar. Jamie Dimon does. JP Morgan does. JP Morgan is still in charge. That's why we see all of these banks being acquired by them. That's why we see this plan in motion for crypto exchanges to be acquired by them. And ultimately, they want to be the on and off ramp into and out of digital assets and cryptocurrencies to maintain control over our money and freedom at large. So as we've explored in other videos, the main agenda is to roll out and enforce a central bank digital currency, continue consolidating the US banking system so just a few banks exist, with the illusion of the Federal Reserve being the main bank, and to complete Operation Choke Point 2.0, where they essentially choke everyone out of the crypto system, prevent money from flowing into it, and create their own version of fake Bitcoin that they completely own, control, and program, all while accumulating real Bitcoin so they can try to retain and gain more global financial power over other countries that are already adopting it. So just like they did with gold a few decades back, they will try to take our crypto and outlaw us from owning it, so they have more for themselves and use money as a system to enslave us with a CBDC. Wild. What else is wild, like I mentioned earlier? We need to question everything we've been subjected to in the media that affects our lives, like the Federal Reserve and JP Morgan, because 1, it helps to be aware and spread awareness about how the world works, and 2, people in the crypto space, we need to consider any and all potentialities in order to take advantage of the potential opportunities and freedoms crypto presents. Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and in this video, we are going to explore how a global banking cartel manipulates the economy and world at large, their plans to try and prevent us from participating in new, open, transparent financial systems like crypto, and what events will affect the market in 2024. Let's hit it. Please be sure to check out our sponsors, iTrustCapital, Heatbit, and Tangent Wallet. Buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies as well as silver and gold tax-free with your own IRA or individual retirement account, or roll over your current 401k with iTrustCapital. Passively invest in Bitcoin while warming and purifying the air in your home or office with Heatbit Mini, a space heater that is also an easy-to-use Bitcoin mining rig, which we explore together in this video. And invest in your very own cold storage hardware wallet like Tangent Wallet. Their new wallet is out now with a ton of cool new features. It has a sleek black matte design, is the size of a credit card, multi-currency, multi-chain, and it's by far the easiest crypto wallet to set up and use on the market right now. And it's extremely affordable. So scroll down and use links below to access the correct and official sites, as well as redeem any special offers they have for us. Sweet. Money is a system of control, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ether, and similar are currently completely out of their control. So the global elitists are using the SEC and other regulatory agencies to try to bankrupt US-based cryptocurrency on and off ramps and crypto-friendly banks so that the big banks left over after the fallout, like JP Morgan, acquire them. So with the destruction of the current banking system, a central bank digital currency will be distributed and enforced as the only legal means to transact in the United States. And they will get to decide who can buy and sell crypto, how much crypto we can buy and sell, when we can buy and sell, and ultimately, if we can buy or sell at all. And if they are successful, we will be essentially enslaved. Because if we stop and think about it, we use our money in order to transport, like by buying cars, gas, plane tickets, subway passes, etc. We use our money to do things we like watch movies, play video games, access information like the internet, access media. We use money to buy tools to help us make money, like computers, cameras, equipment, and more. We use money to communicate with each other, like with cell phones and cellular services. We use money to buy food, to eat, feed our families, feed our pets, to stay alive. Whoever is in complete control of money will completely control our lives. They will deduct all of our bills, fines, child support, alimony, parking tickets, taxes, interest, everything from our sources of income before it hits our bank account. That will be directly linked to the Federal Reserve. They will dictate who gets access to capital, like loans and credit, how much, and what it can be used for. They will dictate what we are allowed to buy to eat, how much we can buy of it. They will dictate if we are even allowed to buy food, period. A social credit system will be in place that will be used to dictate what we are able to do with our money. Lane. So are there any reasons to be bullish? What does 2024 have in store for crypto? Well, personally, if we're just talking about the crypto markets, I am incredibly bullish. These next 12 to 18 months are likely going to be wild, fam. One of the main reasons I am extremely bullish has everything to do with money, greed, corporations, and their political puppets. In the United States, most of us believe there is a two-party system, Republicans and Democrats, which over time has just largely devolved into a massive distraction designed to divide us. We're fighting each other while the most heinous crimes against humanity are being committed by big businesses and their bought and paid for politicians, which go largely unnoticed by the masses. This started about 100 years ago when a legal concept called corporate personhood was established, which is probably the biggest scandal of this century, and we explore it together in this video you can check out by clicking on the link above. Now, keeping corporate personhood in mind and looking at historical data, with every presidential election in modern times, we see a strong stock market and an improving economy. Why is it so? Well, in addition to a US president being elected during presidential election years, all 435 seats in the US House of Representatives and 34 of the 100 seats of US Senate are also up for re-election at the same time. So it's not just Biden that wants the stock market to be strong with an improving economy. All 435, both Democrat and Republican members of the US House of Representatives and over 1/3 of the US Senators, both Democrat and Republican, want the stock market to be strong with an improving economy. And keeping in mind that the chair of the Federal Reserve is nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate every 4 years, meaning whoever is in office in the year 2026 will decide the fate of current Fed Chair Jerome Powell, whether he gets to serve an additional 4 years. So when we consider all of the conflicts of interest, money, and power at stake for the November 5th, 2024 US election, it's likely that the Federal Reserve is carrying out an orchestrated plan to ensure a strong market and recovering economy for 2024. Because it's not about Democrats versus Republicans for these particular elections. Rather, it's all about the incumbents, all of the people, both Democrats and Republicans, that are up for re-election, who want to maintain their powerful roles and keep making money. Over the past 30 years, they have carefully honed this process and have had a pretty clear roadmap since 1992, when Bill Clinton was elected. Previously, when the market was declining, politicians were not re-elected, and with Bush Sr., the Fed started easing too late in an election year, which caused him and a lot of congressmen and senators to lose their seats. They discovered that most people make their decisions about who they are going to vote for by spring of the election year. So it's likely that they used the last part of 2023 to get all of the bad news out of the way. So by this spring, interest rates start dropping and the money printer starts printing. The US national debt is spiraling out of control, and the only way to ease it is to drop interest rates. And the only way to prop up the markets is to print money. And when the money printer fires up, lots of it flows into higher risk speculative assets like cryptocurrencies. Bullish. When we buy crypto, it's important to get it off the exchange so we completely own and control it. And what's great is Tangent Wallet is extremely affordable and incredibly easy to set up. Literally, it only takes like 60 seconds. Check it out. Opening the box here, we have the 3 cards with a new sleek matte black design. Next, installing the correct and official Tangent mobile app on our phones, and opening the app, tap Scan Card, and touch one of the cards to your phone like so. Next, click Create Wallet, and tap the card to your phone again. Nice. Now that we have a wallet, let's create backups of it. Tap Backup Now, and then tap Add a Backup Card, and tap the second card to your phone. Cool. Now tap Add a Backup Card again, and tap the third card to your phone. Then tap Finalize the Backup Process, And now we need to create an access code to secure the wallets. Tap continue, then type in whatever word, phrase, numbers, or combination of text you want to use to access your wallet. Re-enter it to verify the access code, and then scan the primary card ending in the corresponding numbers on the screen that matches that card, holding it up to your phone until the operation is complete. Then repeat this process for the other 2 backup cards. That's it, it's configured and ready for use. And if you want to watch a full video on how to use Tangem, check out this video guide by clicking on the link above, and scroll down and use links below for a nice discount and to access their corrected official site to get your wallet today. In addition to this interesting government-manipulated market environment, another historically bullish event for Bitcoin is on track to happen in early 2024, the next Bitcoin halving. What is the Bitcoin halving? So blockchain is just a list of transactions that are batched and saved into blocks on the network. So in the Bitcoin network, after every 210,000th block of transactions is created, the amount of new Bitcoin that enters circulation as rewards for miners is cut in half, hence the term Bitcoin halving. And since the amount of new Bitcoin entering circulation is cut in half, or halved, that means less Bitcoin will be produced, therefore a decrease in supply. And if demand remains steady or increases while the increasing supply of Bitcoin is divided by half, we usually experience upward price movement in anticipation of the event and more exponential price increases historically 12 to 18 months after the halving occurs. So if you would like to learn more about how Bitcoin halvings work, check out this video guide for beginners by clicking on the link above. Cool. So with growing awareness and usage of cryptocurrencies worldwide, global internet access will allow everyone with a smartphone to join the global financial world via cryptocurrencies. Many people don't realize it, but a lot of people do not have bank accounts because they don't meet the requirements, they don't have access to banks, their fiat currencies are inflated to the point of worthlessness, or they do not trust their country, governments, and banks to keep their funds safe. Crazy. So over the past few decades, when it comes to technological innovation, we are all used to it developing and growing in a linear fashion. However, now with AI and other recent technological breakthroughs, we are entering an age of exponential growth. This means that technological developments that used to take 10 years could only take a matter of months to change the world. And this could apply to blockchain and cryptocurrency development as well. And if you've been here the past few bear and bull cycles, you remember times before CryptoKitties and before DeFi apps, and before the tech actually started becoming interesting and useful. Soon, tech developments will ramp up, all during this potentially perfect storm ahead of us with the presidential elections, Bitcoin halving, global internet access, and also, as we've been discussing for almost a year now, deglobalization and the US dollar losing its popularity around the world. If countries, governments, businesses, and people keep opting out from using US dollars, or do not have access to them because dollar-pegged stablecoins are banned, we will start denominating value in alternatives to the dollar. Maybe in the crypto world, like Bitcoin Ether, or maybe gold, or potentially other fiat currencies. Either way, we must remember that the global banking cartel has the power to create as much US dollar liquidity as they want with no limits because it's not based on reserves, it's based on their network of bank ledgers, where so long as there is trust in the system and enough collateral, their ledgers are infinite. At the end of the day, they want to consolidate the banking system as much as possible, which means the more banks that fail, the more power they gain over the global financial system. The Fed is a farce, it's a scapegoat, it's an illusion. That's why it's covered in the news by mainstream media, to cover the global banking cartel that actually runs the world. And the only way for us to opt out of their corrupt system, Bitcoin and crypto, is a huge threat to them, which they are actively trying to quash by choking off access to on and off ramps, which are banks that allow us to transfer money to and from exchanges, and also with the upcoming Spot Bitcoin ETFs, which we explore how they plan to do it and what the implications are for us in crypto in this video. Wild. To learn how we can safely and easily get our crypto off of exchanges to have complete control and ownership over some of our wealth, check out this video and click on this link to get a Tangem wallet to hold your crypto today. Like and subscribe for more. Be safe out there.